more freaking music for you to listen to before you suffocate on your own saliva. A couple weeks ago, you died in a car crash. Well, turns out you didn't die. You woke up in the hospital. The doctor said you're creating too much saliva and you're gonna drown. What the hell am I talking about? Like the last video we did, we're gonna be talking about some artists that you should check out. And this week, gonna be centrally metal stuff, because I don't think I had enough legit metal in there last week. Also gonna have some jazz in there, maybe some pop, some art pop. So yeah, be excited, because it's time. The first album / artist I'm gonna be talking about is freaking Periphery, of course. If you've watched my channel, you know that I love me some Periphery, and you'd see that they just came out with a new album, but that's not the album I want to talk about. Even though I've listened to it and it's freaking legit. The album I want to talk about is the album that I think literally redefined progressive metal, and that is Periphery 2. Periphery 2, when it first came out, I think the first person who made me discover it was Luke Holland. He did a drum cover of it, and I fell in love immediately with the sound of Spencer Sotelo freaking amazing voice, and the heavy guitars, and the cool synth and stuff. The first song I ever heard from them was a song called Mesamune, I think is the name of the song. I think that's a good place to start though, because it's freaking heavy as heck, but it's also kind of happy in a weird way, until you reached the end of it, where it's kind of sounds like the pits of hell. It was the outro song to Periphery 2, and I think it's one of the best songs they've ever written, in my opinion. The groove is there, it's freaking legit. But I'm here to talk about the album Periphery 2, is the culmination, how everything fits together. It's just one thing after the other. This, that, and the other, and just keeps hitting you in the face, and it's just, it's good. It's you know how when people say when we get to heaven, we'll just be able to eat whatever we want, and we'll just keep eating it, and we won't ever get full, and it'll just taste good. We'll just eat because it tastes good. I mean, I don't know if that's what it's going to be like in heaven, but that's what listening to Periphery 2 is like. It's oh, okay, give me a turkey leg. You know what? That turkey's good, but let me get some freaking steak beef tips or something. Let me try some of that asparagus over there. You know what? Screw all this. I'm going to eat a freaking cinnamon bun. That's what it's like when you listen to the album Periphery 2. Okay? So that means you should listen to it as well, because it's a fantastic experience. And it's... The next artist we're going to talk about is some classical, but not really. I don't really know what to call it. I guess I would call it movie score, because we're going to be talking about Jóhann Jóhannsson. What's up, Johan? Yo, Johan. What's up? Yo, Jóhann Jóhannsson. Yo, Johan. I'm a dumbass. I think that's how you say his name. It could be Johan. Let me look at this. Or Johan. Or Johan. Or Johan. Johan. If you've ever seen the movie Arrival, he's the one who did the whole soundtrack to that. And the reason why I think everyone should listen to this, and really you should just go see the movie and endorse it, because the movie's fantastic. It's deep, it's visceral, it's really weird, but it'll touch your soul, and it'll make you feel something that I hadn't felt in a long time before watching the movie. And I think the reason I felt that is because of the score. And I'm not just talking about the freaking Max Richter song that everybody knows and loves. I mean, dude's probably making bank off of that song, and I forgot the name of it. But everybody forgets about Johann's subtle, weird soundtrack in the back, which is these humongous explosions of sound, and then suddenly they shrink down to nothing but just like a cello going doom, 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 doom. That is what it sounds like on one song. And then don't forget the weird chorus section of I basically just spoiled it for you. But look it up on Spotify and listen to the soundtrack because it's freaking legit. The next artist I want to talk to really gets back to my roots, my metalcore roots, and that is Texas in July's self-titled album. This is some metal. Texas in July is unfortunately not a band anymore, but I think when they released the last album, they had JT, I forgot his last name, but he was the vocalist. That was a great album as well. But after listening to that album, I went back to the self-titled, and it just became one of my favorite albums ever. I don't even know the name of the vocalist. In fact, I don't know the name of a lot of the guys in the band except Adam Gray, who I think his drumming is a big reason why it sounds so good. But not just that, just how they collaborate and write things. It's groovy, it's headbang worthy, and it's heavy as frick, while at the same time being really creative and different, but still like having like this traditional metalcore sound. I don't really know how to explain it, but everything sounds super dope and just raw and not that polished, or maybe super polished. I don't really know how to describe it other than it just sounds good. It's just nice and smooth, the whole album. And I think those songs from their self-titled, like C4 or like Crux Lust, like some of those songs are some of my favorite songs to listen to when I'm feeling down or just in the mood to freaking fight invisible ninjas and, you know, mosh by myself alone. So yeah, Texas in July, self-titled, you should check it out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider buying me a coffee. It's this cool thing where you can basically give people tips for their hard work. And yeah, these videos take a lot of time and I'm not making any money off of them, so please consider helping me out if you want to see more content like this. So yeah, next band I want to talk about, artist, whatever, freaking Benny Greb. Now I think most people know that I'm a drummer, and as a drummer I'm gonna like a lot of drummers, and I happen to be a huge fan of Benny Greb. And so when Benny Greb came out with the album 2 Day Trio, I've actually forgot the other two guys that were in the band with him playing. It might have been the dudes in his actual band, Moving Parts, but I'm honestly not that sure. I just like the music, to be honest. This album is just has so much groove and just space in it. I mean, the first track just makes me want to freaking talk like I'm in a Sin City movie or something, like, oh, I knew when she walked in the door that she was gonna be trouble. You know, like, that's the vibe you get from a lot of the tracks on this album. Is like some like black and white old school detective movie. It's just like smooth jazz, and then there's some funk elements in there. I mean, what could you not like about it? And it's super stripped down, raw, and just, it's a nice, easy listen while still being like fun. I think a lot of the tracks on there are shower material. So if you're taking a shower, you know, turn all the lights off and light some candles. And I'm saying this because I've done it before and that sounds really weird. Hey, I can treat myself, okay? Nobody said that a man couldn't make a freaking bubble bath and light some candles and drink a glass of Welch's grape juice with it. Because, you know, I'm a Christian, you know. I can't be drinking that wine. But yeah, this music is just, it's legit. Next artist. Am I imitating PewDiePie or something? Like, main review. No. No, that was cringe. No, don't put that in. Please don't. The next artist, I think his name is Sithuai. I don't know if that's his actual name, but he's a badass guitarist. And I can remember my freshman year of high school listening to his album Kasani over and over and over again. Because it's nice instrumental metal that just, it's mixed well for like a solo album, I think. It sounds fantastic. Every part of it is just like super dreamy, and like you can visualize like all kinds of crazy shit. What am I even saying? The guitar tone on this album is probably a guitar tone that you won't hear on a lot of other albums. The leads are just super smooth sounding, but they cut through all the heavier guitars. And the drums, I don't know if they were programmed or if they were played live by somebody that this artist like was like, yo, play the drums. But they're just super compressed and dirty and nasty sounding, but they still cut and it just sounds good. All the parts that are written, I mean, what else do I have to say about any of this stuff? I mean, like, I don't have nuanced opinions about it. I just want to like rant on and on about all this shit. Sithuai, the album Kasani. You should check it out. Next band, son of a bitch, Childish Japes. You know who I'm talking about. As a drummer, once again, love me some drummers. JP Bouvet, would you please just come make love to me already? Damn, the shit that you play is insane. Give me your wisdom. I'm talking about Childish Japes', I guess that's what you would say, Japes'? Probably just Childish Japes. Their son of a bitch. Their album Salamander. Let me read this. I've got notes. That tells you how well I follow them. Or maybe I'm just a total dumbass because they're not the best notes. It looks like a 4-year-old wrote them. Dave Vives? Let me check again. I think it's Dave Vives or Dave Vives. Pretty sure it's Dave Vives. So Childish Japes, band that's an up and coming, I suppose. They do really out of the box freaky stuff. You know, you got Asher Kurtz on guitar and then the other guy playing bass. I'm sorry, dude, that I forgot your name. Childish Japes, man. They're just making some super creative stuff that is so stripped down and simple, but yet it does so much sonically. It's like the things they do just transcend what your eardrums could possibly understand in terms of like what I don't even know what I'm saying. And the fact that Dave Vives was on this album doing all the vocals was legit. I've never even heard of him, and just hearing his voice on here, I'm just like, dang, I wish I knew this guy, because then it could help me learn how to sing. His vocals just pierce your ears and just fly like a freaking pelican. And that with combination with all the guitar parts that are super, you know, they're not like the most complicated thing. It's not like Animals as Leaders shit. They're simple enough and they're complex enough to where it's just like, ooh, frick, ooh, shit, boy. Alright, I'm tired of not knowing what to say. I think in the last video I did a new artist. This isn't necessarily a new artist, but they've got a new song out. And I'm talking about Iris Loon. I was introduced to by the drummer of the previous band, JP Bouvet, because he played drums on her first album. And I forgot her name, so let me check. Ella Joy Meyer? I hope that's right. Ella, you have an amazing voice, and I love you. Your music is so abstract and creative, which I guess is why they call it art pop. If you just read your description on Spotify, it's just like, I don't know who wrote that, but damn, they were freaking Liberace, Socrates, Paganini. What? So, Iris Loom, the first album, which is the self-titled album, is probably one of my favorites. I haven't quite listened all the way through to the last album. Shit, what is it called? Shit. Son of a bitch. Shit. Damn it. Lost in the Chatter. Lost in Chatter. Take the V out. Oh yeah, she's got a new song out called Chirp Chirp. I bet you didn't think I would say it like that. Chirp Chirp. It's probably like chirp chirp. Chirp chirp. Strange song title. I'm messing my notebook up, damn it. Strange song title. Very innovative and legit song. I listened to it the other day and I was like, wow, this is just giving my ears a freaking high. If you like this video and you think I'm funny, consider leaving a tip, you know, or whatever. I'm new to this thing. I'm, you know, making money. I'm new to that. Buy me a coffee, which is basically like leaving me a tip. If you think this video is funny, or you know, you got something from it, or you check these artists out and you were like, yeah man, these are legit artists, woo! So yeah, consider subscribing as well, and please smack that notification bell like you smack your ass when you're twerking in the club. Also, like this video, share it with your friends, and it's bloody hot in here. Help me.